Hear that? Believe it or not, summer is just around the corner. Luckily, Armor All, America's most trusted auto appearance brand, has what your car needs to get that perfect summer shine. Plus, now through May 31st, we'll give you $5 for every $20 you spend on Armor All products. That means car wash pods, protectant, tire shine, you name it. Find out how to get your $5 rebate at armorall.com. Armor All, less work, more clean. Terms apply.
Today on CityCast Houston, HPD Chief Troy Finner is officially out as the top dog. So we're sitting down with contributors Evan Mintz and Antre'chelle Nova to find out why this happened, what the future holds, and what the streets are saying. Plus, we've got new developments in the Astroworld Festival lawsuits, and TxDOT wants to spend how much money over the next 25 years? It's Friday, May 10th. I'm Raheel Ramzanali, and here's what Houston's talking about. We made it to Friday. Evan, Antre'chelle, let's celebrate. How's everybody doing?
What's up? Happy Friday.
I am very sweaty. That's how I'm doing. It's that time of year.
Man, it is hot. It is hot out there. We had that nice little stretch of weather, but it is getting muggy. It is getting hot no matter what time it is. But it's all good. You know what? We're in a perfect stretch. We got Mother's Day coming up on Sunday. So let me ask you, Antre'chelle, what do you want for Mother's Day?
You know, I just want to be with my mama. That's it. I know I'm a mother, but I'm still too childish to be a parent. So I'm not at the point to where my child or my husband should worship me. So I just want to be up under my mom. So my son and I will be sneaking up on her and going to church with her and spend time with her as she spends time with my grandmother. So that's what I'll be doing.
Oh, that is beautiful right there. So many generations together. I like how you say, you know, you kind of put your son in there, but you're like, I don't want to really be with my son. I'm with him every single day. I'm good. I need a break.
No, that's my dude. I'm taking him. I think his dad would probably be upset that I'm not trying to leave him because my son is really dope. So I'm hoping that he will oblige and join us, because if he don't, then I'll be a little sad.
Oh.
Gotcha. Evan, what are you getting your wife for Mother's Day?
Oh, she gets herself something. She has booked a surf lesson down in Galveston.
Nice.
And she's going to be taking our daughter. So we'll see if there are actual waves down there in Galveston, but that's what she wants to do.
Oh, that's fun.
All right.
Adventurous.
That's going to be a good Sunday.
What you doing, Raheel?
We're having breakfast on Sunday morning. Some of our friends are coming over. That's what my wife wants to do. So we're going to do that and then hopefully chill for the rest of the day and relax. That's what we want to do. And that's what she wants to do. So hopefully we can accomplish that. All right. Well, the biggest news of the week, I think we can all agree, it was the resignation of HPD Chief Troy Finner. It came out of nowhere, but the writing was kind of on the wall. And that is it. I mean, there's so much to unpack here. So first and foremost, let's just lay out what happened. TV news stations reported late Tuesday morning that Finner was included on a 2018 email discussing a road rage incident that was suspended due to a lack of personnel. The code that suspended almost 264,000 cases across HPD, ranging over a number of years. Now, in that email, he actually responded saying, "This is unacceptable." But the fact that he knew was enough for Mayor Whitmire to come out and go at him and say, hey, look, you knew about this. What are we doing next? And sure enough, a few hours later, Chief Troy Finner is no more as the chief of HPD. Initial thoughts, Evan?
I mean, I'm not too surprised by any of this, if only because a new mayor usually gets new leadership. What is kind of surprising is to see Finner out before Fire Chief Pena, given the massive change that we're seeing in the way the city interacts with the fire department. But even if this is a systemic problem within HPD, this is something that Finner has tried to get at. The buck stops at the top. And responsibility has to be the top. And frankly, I'm surprised that he's been on for as long as he has since this story first broke.
Antre'chelle, let's talk about what people are saying. What are the streets saying about this? Because this is a huge deal.
Absolutely. The streets are talking. And when I mean by streets, I'm talking about what they're saying in social media. The streets are saying this. He said he's the fall guy. He inherited this policy from Acevedo, who wanted to be a celebrity versus a police chief. Another viewer said Turner, Kildalgo. These are a few names behind all this corruption. It's Cam Franklin from the Suffers, Houston's own group, said if he's being forced to retire, are they going to hold former Chief Acevedo accountable? Also, since most of this happened on his watch, this is what the streets are saying. Here's something else that I thought was interesting. List with Mix said, unfortunately, we saw this coming once the investigation said he was aware of the inadequate personnel code being used, and he had to have someone prove that he wasn't. And once he demanded that it be taken out of use, the person who was supposed to enforce it resigned. We could also tell that the finger pointing was starting to point at him. Thanks for your service, Chief Finner.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, hey, why isn't Art Acevedo catching more of this? Well, he's no longer with the department, right?
Right.
He's already been run out of Austin and Miami as well. So there's that whole thing. But yeah, like, look, did Troy Finner know about the code? And this goes back to this email, right? He's been saying that he was unaware of this code until 2021, but this email that surfaced in 2018 where he responded by saying, no, this is unacceptable. He didn't say like, okay, we got him, we don't have to do work. Would the public really have lost trust in him for responding to that email saying unacceptable and not remembering the code in an email 6 years ago, Evan?
I mean, I think as he put it, like, try to remember every email you sent in 2018. But at the same time, he's the chief. The responsibility should be there. And I understand the drive to have change at the top. What I don't like is so much of this effort to blame folks in the past, to play the blame game and look backwards. We need to be looking forwards and try to figure out, okay, what should the city do to get at this problem? But it seems like a lot of those paths forward are foreclosed. You could say, well, we need more officers to take on these cases, but we're going to spend $1.5 billion on the fire department. That doesn't really leave us a lot of extra funds. Meanwhile, every other major city is trying to hire new officers too, and we're struggling just to replace retiring officers. So that's tough. You could say, well, maybe we need better coordination with county level law enforcement agencies like the sheriff or the constable. But Mayor Whitmire hasn't even met with the county judge, Lena Hidalgo, so that doesn't seem particularly likely. And when the county talks about better coordination among the constables push back. And the mayor has also said, well, maybe we can integrate Metro Police into HPD to help bolster those numbers. But now the Metro chairs say they want more police on buses, so that doesn't seem like it's happening. And finally, you could say, well, let's just have more efficient use of police to focus on solving crimes. But again, the mayor says he wants the police out there handing out speeding tickets rather than building safe streets that stop people from speeding in the first place. So that's out the door too. I really don't see your options going forward.
Yeah, this is such a mess right now. By the way, Mayor Whitmire did address HPD Chief Troy Finner leaving at Wednesday's city council meeting. He said, like, if you read between the lines, right? He said the police department had, quote unquote, lost focus on violent crime reduction amid the ongoing investigation. And that was very telling. That almost tells me like, hey, something else was going on. And this email just happened to surface up at the right time to give Mayor Whitmire an out to find out like, hey, can we get you to resign now? Can you just go into retirement? Look, this looks bad. But I think there was something going on behind the scenes where the force was almost done with HPD Chief Troy Finner.
Y'all, this is scandalous. Why does politics have to be so scandalous?
Well, that's what makes it fun, right?
It's not fun for a person like me. It's like, I think I would actually get more into politics or more things like this because this is seriously important if it wasn't so scandalous and if it wasn't so backbiting and just treacherous. Ugh, I hate it. Please, somebody help us today. Gosh, what's going to happen next? Do we have somebody else, Raheel?
Yeah, so the next man up right now is Larry Satterwhite. He's the former executive assistant to the chief, and now he is going to be acting as the department's chief as Mayor Whitmire launches a search for a permanent replacement. And look, Satterwhite has said that, yeah, I would like to do this job. I would love to be the HPD chief, but Mayor Whitmire is saying it is way too early right now to talk about who is going to fill in and be the permanent chief. So we'll see what happens next. But as of right now, it is Satterwhite who is the head man for the job.
Do we know the qualifications to being the head of the HPD, chief of police? Do we know those things?
I mean, you're basically CEO of a major organization that takes on many different responsibilities, life or death decisions, and you have to interact with the public, with media, with politicians. It's a top level thing. And sometimes I'm kind of surprised that we keep elevating former police officers into this role rather than someone who has like managerial experience, you know? Like you don't always pick the best basketball player to be basketball coach. You pick someone who's a good coach.
Absolutely. And this is the reason why I'm asking this question, because I'm thinking about the business acumen of being the chief of police, right? I'm thinking about all the things that they have to handle, right? All the parts that they have to play in this. And what are the qualifications? Like you stated, if we're having police officers come and do this job, I don't know if that's necessarily the right thing to do, right? On the other hand, I do think we do need somebody with some type of police training, right? But what other business aspect of it? Because you're no longer in the field, you're now on the business side, you're on the corporate side, so you have to think bigger picture.
You're people managing.
Yes.
You are going to dinners. You are involved in the politics. You're involved in the community. So there's a lot that goes into it. I know it's not a political position, but you will be involved in that as a representation of the administration as well. So there's a lot that goes into it. I know talking to HPD officers before about this, they always want a cop. They want a cop's cop in there, right? Like that is a big deal to them because they want somebody to understand what they've gone through, what they are going through, and what they will go through. So that is a big part of hiring the right guy. And that's why so many officers always get this job.
So is the chief of police for the people or for the police?
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that we need to think about. Look at me dropping knowledge on something that I don't really be getting involved in. This is why I don't get involved in.
Look at you, Antre'chelle.
Mm-hmm.
You dropped a hot line. Were you Kendrick Lamar?
Okay. I mean, listen, think about it, guys. We got to do what's best for the city of Houston, period. That's it. And that's just my cry to the mayor, to everybody on the panel, the board who is going to pick the next chief of police. Let's think about the city of Houston. And if the campaign speech or in the interview that you're conducting, the practices and all the things that you're doing to hire this next chief of police, if they're not for the city, then we're going to be doing this again.
I just think that you have to look at ways you can get better efficiencies out of the existing agency. You can look at police departments across the country that have fewer officers per capita than Houston, and they're able to maintain lower crime levels and do their jobs, and just have to wonder, what is it we could be doing internally to make sure that we're using the resources we have better before we look out and say we have to hire a whole bunch of new officers, which maybe we do, but you have to think of everything's on the table.
Houston's original neighborhood downtown is for everyone, and it's poppin'. It's our open-hearted home for our biggest celebrations and our treasured hidden gems. From the world-class theater district to incredible green spaces like Discovery Green, downtown is the place to be. In fact, more people visited downtown Houston last year than the entire population of Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, and San Antonio combined. There's no better time to live downtown than now. From starter apartments to luxury lofts, everyone can take advantage of the arts, business, culture, entertainment, food, and recreation. Now, you might think of downtown as only the heartbeat of Houston's regional economy, which it is, but there's so much more to it, including free events throughout the week with Downtown Houston Plus. From the Market Square Park Farmers Market every Saturday to Yoga Flow every Wednesday, you can find something to do and eat and watch in downtown Houston. Learn more at downtownhouston.org. Downtown Houston. Get energized and revived.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Whether you're selling a little or a lot, Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. From the launch your online shop stage, all the way to the we just hit 1 million orders stage. No matter what stage you're in, Shopify's there to help you grow. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/special offer, all lowercase. That's shopify.com/special offer.
All right, let's get to our most overlooked story because the news didn't stop. All right, it was still popping in H-Town. Antre'chelle, what do you got for me?
So listen, I know it's been real quiet about the Travis Scott Astroworld situation, but 9 out of the 10 Astroworld Festival wrongful death lawsuits have settled on the eve of the trial. Now, a plaintiff's attorney confirmed Wednesday, adverting a trial where superstar rapper Travis Scott could have faced tough questioning under oath. Now, this is saying that the settlement covers that all the families except for the youngest concert victim, the 9-year-old Ezra Blunt. Now, according to the statements in the court, the first reported by the Associated Press, Blunt's attorney, Scott West, confirmed that the case is still pending. Now, the officials have declared that the concert was a mass casualty event. For those of you guys who remember, the contract that Travis Scott was under included a $4.5 million bonus for completing his set, which is why people are so upset because when the tragedy started happening and people started mushing, Travis Scott continued to perform for 37 minutes until the concert ended. And this is why people have been fighting for 2 years to seek to hold Travis Scott and his team and Live Nation, everybody involved, accountable for this. We do need to keep paying attention to this because this ain't over until it's over.
Yeah, and the trial was set to begin this week, and it was delayed because Apple filed a last-minute appeal, and it argued that, hey, they should be shielded from liability because they were just there streaming, right? They were just there as a news-gathering organization, as they said. So that got delayed, but we will find out more and learn more about this, and I hope we do, because if they committed something wrong, they should be punished for this. And outside looking in, the ticket sales, the way it was all set up, one stage only, this one stage for Travis Scott, and everybody had that mass rush up there. Nobody stopping the show when people are crying for help, yelling in between songs. It's just heartbreaking. And, good to see that some of those victims' families will be compensated and maybe they can start healing. It's been 2.5 years. But when you're dealing with something like this and you're going back and forth with the legal system, it just reminds you of what happened. So maybe there's some healing in this, but still such a heartbreaking story.
I just hope that there's a bigger takeaway from this, which is that you need effective torts. You need effective civil courts to have that threat hanging above people to make sure that they act safely and responsibly. Because in Texas, we've spent the past 30 years rolling that back. And you hate to think of all the harms that could have been prevented if bad actors out there suddenly realize that their irresponsibility is going to put them on the hook.
All right, Evan, let's get to your most overlooked story. What do you got for me?
My most overlooked story is that TxDOT is on the verge of spending $740 billion over the next 25 years on freeways and maintaining freeways, and they want your input. Starting today, public comment begins on the Connecting Texas 2050 plan, and it closes on June 9th. So go to the website. I think we have the link in the show notes, and tell them what you think. I think that spending 3 times the entirety of the space shuttle program on freeways in Texas is too much money. I think that building freeways that kill 4,000 people a year, at least that was the stats in 2021, is too many people. And I think that predicting a 42% increase in vehicle miles traveled in Texas is an overestimate, given how much we're seeing work from home, how much we're seeing people have a growing desire for walkability, and how much we're seeing population growth start to flatten out. So tell them what you think.
Hold on, Evan. You're telling me they are going to spend almost $30 billion a year for the next 25 years. That's their plan, at least.
Yeah, and much of this is on maintenance. I'll point that out. Just new projects are about $520 billion. But keep in mind that every extra lane, every extra mile we add means more maintenance we have to pay for forever.
Okay, Evan, I don't know if you'll like this or not, but one of my favorite lists of the year, speaking of cars, is seeing what are the top cars people are buying in the city of Houston. I don't know why I love this list, but every single year I love it when it does come out. And this year's list is out from 2023. InfoNation had the list. Now we're going to go around Can y'all guess the most popular selling model in the city of Houston? Antre'chelle, you want to take a guess?
What are them big trucks? Ford, a big old truck, just the biggest truck, a big old truck.
It is straight up Ford F-150, 100%.
Yeah.
Ford F-150 continues its reign
Is it?
as the top dog. Yes, that was the number one most popular model. I don't know why so many people need trucks in the city of Houston. We're not all working important construction or agriculture jobs.
No.
We're driving to a desk job in a Ford F-150.
It's showing off, you know?
Y'all, this is the reason why people still think we ride horses and have land and cattle in Texas. We in Houston, the city, baby. This is why, because of these people. F-150, all I thought was like, they only gonna say is a big ass truck. And I was right. I can't believe this.
Ford is the best in Texas. Come on, there's a reason that jingle works. Number 2, the Chevy Silverado.
There we go.
1500 pickup. All right.
Yep.
Now it gets interesting. Can y'all guess any of the other cars on this list?
I'm going to guess Nissan Altima with paper plates.
No, Nissan Altima with paper plates. That's actually the 2009 Nissan Altima with paper plates that is so popular around the city of Houston. But no, that is not one of the most popular models. How about you, Antre'chelle? You want to take another guess?
Yeah, I was going to say, what is it? A Camry?
A Camry. Yes.
Is it right?
Yeah, a Camry's number 4 on the list.
Nice.
Shut up. How am I getting so good at this? And I am not that girl.
I will tell you, those midsize SUVs are dominating the list, and the suburban moms are celebrating, including my wife, because the Toyota RAV4 came in at number 3, and that is a great car. A Nissan Rogue came in at number 5. The Honda CR-V came in at number 6. The Ram 1500 pickup was number 7, so Ram dropping a few spots here. The Mazda CX-5, another mid-range or mid-size SUV, was on the list. The Toyota Tundra, number 9. And here is the big shocker. The 10th most popular vehicle purchased in the city of Houston, a Tesla Model Y, came in at number 10.
Shut
So
up.
Tesla cracks the top 10. And they actually had a number 18 on the spot too with the Tesla Model 3. So electric vehicles making the top 10 list in Houston. Surprising.
I'm not surprised.
You know, I am not surprised.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised. I'd always heard that, you know, the number 1 place for electric car sales was San Francisco, and the number 2 was Houston. This is anecdotal, but they say drive around River Oaks, look where a lot of that oil wealth is. Those people like electric cars. They know what the future looks like, but they also know, depending on where you're getting your energy from, that's a natural gas-powered car.
Yep. And I'm going to tell you, this past weekend, I went to Austin for my sorority regional conference. And when I tell you, my soror and we were riding in a hybrid, and we only got gas one time. And I said, baby, this is nice.
Mm-hmm. I will say, having an electric vehicle and a hybrid vehicle, the future is still hybrid for me right now. It just works a lot better. So that's my unofficial opinion, guys. Don't get mad at me, electric nerds, because man, the cult of Tesla is crazy. It is so tight. All right, let's end this on a high note, something positive. What was your moment of joy, Antre'chelle?
Listen, y'all ain't gonna believe this. I was already ready to talk about Trill Burgers, the new Smash Taco, but forget that. Go get the Smash Taco on your own, okay? But y'all not gonna believe what just happened. We done made it, baby.
What happened?
I am officially been monetized by social media. I got my first payout from social media this morning. It shocked the mess out of me. I made money off of going live last night randomly on my friend's Terrence Williams from Dallas, Texas, who is a huge sewing designer on TikTok, huge following, huge community. And they was having a therapy session. And I jumped on because he wasn't giving the right kind of therapy that I needed to give this young lady who was talking. Baby, I got on there and I was on there maybe like 10, maybe 15 minutes. I got off this morning. I woke up to a payout. It was in my account for guess how much?
$18.
$5.
$5.
No, 2 cents. Boom.
Hey,
Ooh.
we made it.
We in there. We in there, baby.
Mama, we made it.
Make it happen.
We in there. That has made my whole life, baby. It's up, baby. Listen, I will be doing TikTok lives for 30 minutes now, weekly. Because if we in that money like that, that was it. And I was just somebody's guest. What's gonna happen when I make my own, baby?
Mm,
It's on.
we're going to get those nickels one day.
We're gonna get them niggas.
Antre'chelle, it's so funny you bring up TikTok right now because I heard a story on NPR this week about TikTok influencers who were making a living, right? And now with everything that's going on with the ban on TikTok upcoming, they are panicking, and those payouts, I know it's 2 cents for you, but it is real for a lot of those creators out there. And the thing I didn't think about was like, I'm just like, oh, these are just influencers, right? But they're, book clubs, they're cooking clubs, and they're small businesses. That's what they operate as. So something to watch out for here in the upcoming few months. Evan, how about you? What was your moment of joy?
Oh, my moment of joy is that tomato season is coming on and I'm cooking with tomatoes. My first tomato meal happened this week. I made a nice little pasta dish and I'm getting my big bowls full of plum tomatoes, ready to make some tomato jam. And just doing this until it gets so hot that I can't get tomatoes anymore. So like 2 or 3 more weeks.
I love it. I love it. The Tomato Man is here, and it is that season. They are so good right now. Okay, my moment of joy. Harris County Public Health was given $5.5 million in federal funding to improve maternal and infant health. The money will be spread over 5 years and will be used to expand the county's current maternal and child health program. And the program was originally funded by American Rescue Plan Act, the ARPA funds in 2022 when it was first launched, but now they're getting another grant of federal funding. And this is a story that we've been covering for a while. So I love that there's more money coming in to help the maternal and infant health rates, but we still have a lot to do. And hopefully we can find even more money so we can just get that number down to 0 because it is impacting so many communities, especially vulnerable communities. But it was good to hear that some funding is coming in, and that made me really happy. Antre'chelle, Evan, thank you so much. That was a lot of fun, and have a great Mother's Day weekend.
All right, see ya.
Ciao to y'all next time.
That was Evan Mintz and Antre'chelle Nova. By the way, check out Hey Houston for a list of things to do this weekend, like the Art Bike Parade, which has become a local favorite over the last 3 years. I can't wait to see all of the cool creations that the kids have been working on for this year. That will do it for this week here on CityCast Houston. Our producers are Carleon Jones and Joyce Tang. Our newsletter editors are Brooke Lewis and Lizzie Goldsmith. And the host is me, Raheel Ramzanali. Our music is by the band All the Kimonos. We'll be back on Monday with a look at how inequities are harming children in Houston. Thank you for listening, and I hope you learned something new. Oh, excuse me. Give me 1 second. All right, here we go. I have to get that big yawn out.